this is a pretty fitting soundtrack for tonight. This eye is bothering me. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna go about fixing it. Honestly, just give it a little bit of an extra point up here. Might help it. Yeah, it helps quite a bit. So let's just continue that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Another stream. Another series of stuff to joke about because my life is hilarious. I have some stuff to ramble about when people are here. I will just hold my tongue until then, at least. But I guess for now, what should I talk about? I should talk about the horns. I should talk about some horns. I think it's painfully obvious that I'm an artist. I don't think I need to point that one out. But some hilarious developments, I guess. I've been working on my Halloween costume. I think I talked a little bit about that last stream. I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure I did. I talked about it at some point, we'll say that. And, what was it? Let's see. I have made even more progress on the costume. Hence, why, we're still on page... I guess this is page 2 for you guys, but in reality this is like page 3, because the first page is just supposed to be all, background work that I don't know how to do. But yeah, I have like a really nice pair of horns now. It's really pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. People who follow me on Instagram, you guys will have seen it first because I posted it there, but I have a post queued up for it for tomorrow. It's funny because there's no like upload schedule or anything for like Twitter or Blue Sky right now. Because it's all supposed to be like, oh, I'm supposed to be focusing on these big projects, so it's not like I'm going to be like super active on social media. Just for like, really just here for like streams and stuff. But yeah, no, I had to share this one. I got like really excited, but I figured it's like late in the day. It was like pretty late into the day by the time I finished, and I was like, well, you know, might as well just schedule this for tomorrow. Because I'm like really excited to share that. I'll share it here on the stream if there's people. But my whole thing is another tiefling druid, I guess. I guess that's like the best way for me to describe it. But it's like way more like cottagecore, because I'm not gonna be cosplaying Aerie this time. I'm gonna be just random design, I guess. That's the best way for me to describe it. And what is it? What was I gonna say? So yeah, what? It's just a very like cottagecore design. Oh, hello, Biba. Oh, you saw the horns already. I'm gonna wait for like more people to come in before I start showing those off. But I guess you're here now, so I can start rambling about the other funny things that have been happening. Today, I went to the game store because me and my manager over there, Chris, would drop his name here because he might be making appearances on the social medias fairly soon-ish. They look so good. Yeah, they do. They look insanely good, and I'm like super proud of them. Anyways, so I'm not working at the game store at the moment, but I'm still working for the game store. You should be. Thank you. um, I'm still working for the game store, so one thing that I had mentioned to Chris like a few weeks ago was, hey, you know how a lot of small businesses have been really getting like their like steam, TikTok, right? Like we should have a store TikTok, and I would gladly be in charge of that one. So So I think it was like Saturday or Sunday. Chris texts me while I'm at Carl's, and he's like, "Hey, can you come into the store this weekend so we can talk about like that store TikTok idea?" And I was like, "Well, I'm like working this weekend, so I don't particularly want to do like say a double shift, for example. But I can come in Monday. I had no problem doing that. But he's not in town on Monday or Wednesday." And I was like, okay, Tuesday then. That was the agreed upon date. So Tuesday, today, arrives. And I head over to the store a little bit before 4, chatting it up with my employees, or not my employees, my coworkers over there. We're having a good time. That's when I get the message from Chris. Somebody booked something for 4 o'clock. And I'm like, well, how long are you gonna take? Because I'm not looking to stay out here, like, super long. He's like, hopefully an hour. And I'm like, okay, we'll just meet Thursday. So, but, I had, like, already, like, driven out there. I'm not gonna, like, just go home after that. Especially because, like, the store has AC. So, it's just there, for a bit. And it was funny. It was fun. What did I do today on my day off besides chores and horns? Oh boy, howdy. I relayed the hilariously embarrassing story of me desperately trying to avoid one particular band in my shuffled drive playlist, because I was not ready to, confront that. And my coworkers over there teased me, as I deserve, because I am probably the most socially inept loser that I know. And I deserved it. Let's see. It was just funny talking about it. They asked me if I think they had asked if I had like ever like I think they asked if it was like, oh, was that one person you brought to the store like those 2 times? The story is admittedly funny, dude. They were laughing their asses off, like, with me telling it. Cause like the whole reason I didn't want to say anything about the band was because in my head it was like, well, I want to like bring this up, but like I don't exactly know how. And more importantly, I wasn't sure if it was like one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, this is like probably my favorite band right now, or if it was, oh yeah, this is my favorite band right now. I wasn't sure if it was like either of those, right? Cause me personally, I'm probably the second one when it comes to like MCR and like other groups that I like, and everything. But I can't be sure. So I was gonna, I was planning on bringing it up at one point. But then like we went to the mall, and there was that store that had all those vinyls, and they got really excited about finding a vinyl from that band, and I was like, oh, yeah, it'd be really awkward if I just brought up that, oh, yeah, I listened to this too after they got like really excited about trying to find a vinyl there, and me pretending that I had no idea what they were talking about. But yeah, they also immediately just caught on that I had like brought this friend to like the store twice. I was like, yeah. The second time was like I brought them to the store was particularly funny though. That was supposed to be 3 people hanging out together, because the last thing I need to do, or what was it? The other friend that was supposed to hang out with us that one day at the store, because we were gonna watch Over the Garden Wall, but I'm not allowed to have people over because the state of our house is tragic. what happened was, neither of us, me and this third friend who were supposed to be there, got a lot of sleep. But I can power through like a sleepless night just fine. Um, or like the next day after a sleepless night most of the time. And I was admittedly doing fine. They were not. Or she was not. Let me do that. And she texted me like, hey, I don't think I can make it today. I'm like, yeah, that's perfectly understandable. After both of us were essentially up past like 5 or 6 in the morning. And I was like, hey, don't worry about it. I get it, right? You just you owe us another hangout next time. And then, so I asked my friend like, hey, is it okay if our other buddy doesn't make it because like she didn't get a lot of sleep last night? And they were like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm like, okay. So I let her know, and she goes, perfect. It's all going according to plan. And I'm like, don't do this to me. So that was funny. So again, that hangout wasn't supposed to be just us two. It was supposed to be a third person. There's something that I desperately tried to make clear to my coworkers over at the game store. It was just funny because they were like, that's why you're acting so like, oh, I don't even know what the word was. I don't even know what word it was, but they knew immediately. I'm just like, good damn it. So it got to the point where we were like, they ended up asking me, like, oh, well, what band were you, like, talking about anyways? Because they were just telling me, like, you should just tell them, and I'm like, I don't want to. The band is called Seether. And they were like, yo. Because they know the band too, because they've been around for a little while, and got to the point where they were like joking around, like, oh yeah, next, like I was telling them, like, guys, if I bring them around, like, again, do not say anything about this. Like, oh no, we're gonna say stuff. One of them's like joking around, like, oh yeah, you know, Kyra, she like actually listened to this band before all of that, and then I was like, no, you're not saying anything about this. And then I was joking around, like, if you do that, I am going to hit you in the back of the head with my bass, and I'll be like, oh man, whoops, I tripped and accidentally knocked this guy unconscious. It's very funny. I accidentally tripped and knocked this guy unconscious. Oh, what a tragedy this is. And he's like joking around to like just like in my unconscious state. She listened to Seether before, and then I was like interrupting, like, oh, and then I'll just drop my amp on you, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. This thing is just so heavy. It just kept going. Thankfully, I think everyone at that store has ADHD, so surely they won't remember. I'm so... yeah, surely. I was literally just there at some point, like, I want a comically large anvil to fall on my head right now. Oh my god. I'll tell them at some point. It's just... like I said, the build up to all of that happened was just... because again, I was gonna tell them, like, oh yeah, that band you like, it showed up in my YouTube recommended feed. I gave like a few songs like a little listen, right? But like every opportunity I had to like bring it up was met with, was interrupted by something else, and I was just like, let me just pretend here that I've never heard this band in my entire life. So, like I said, I'll tell them at some point. Just not anytime soon. Maybe ever, honestly, over doing this story again. It's because I was telling it to my coworkers at the game store. We have, like, more funny stuff to talk about over there. Because I was there for, like, an hour-ish just to hang out after my boss flaked on me after talking about running a store TikTok. Hello, James. I'm sorry I haven't caught the Silk Song streams. I think they might be at a little bit of, like, inconvenient times for me. And we will be playing Silk Song at some point on stream. I'm just trying to figure out, like, when. Let's see, what else did I do at the game store today? We had a good time just kind of, like, vibing and hanging out. But this was probably the highlight of the entire visit. So the city that the game store is in, it's next to my city, so I'm not talking about my city, I'm talking about the city next door to me. Apparently, on something, it was ranked the 10th dirtiest city in the United States. And I was like, man, that's crazy, right? Like, in the entire United States, people consider this to be one of the filthiest cities, right? And, you know, I'm not particularly surprised if you mean to tell me that, there are gunshot, holes in the window of our little game store. I think I have reason to believe that we might be, the first NYC. I'm not sure. You know what? We'll look it up. We'll look it up. Let's see. Top dirtiest cities in the U.S. I don't know what, I don't know which website he was looking at. The Los Angeles is ranked too, which is funny. New Jersey, Newark, like New Jersey, New York, that's ranked #1, which makes sense. Yeah, LA also makes a lot of sense. And point being, this one doesn't have, the city that I'm talking about on there. You know, that's not exactly the point that I'm trying to get across. The point being, I was like, well, that's interesting that this city, made it to top 10. What about, San Francisco? Because what's the one thing I know about San Francisco? I forgot to have the, stream manager open, because I can't actually see the alerts on the, OBS here. I was like, well, surely San Francisco either has to be just as bad or worse. And why do I know this? Because the one thing about San Francisco that I find entirely amusing is the fact that it has a poop map. And, for those of you who are unaware, yes, you did hear me right. There is a San Francisco city poop map. Oh, yummy. That is exactly the response. That is the only, appropriate response to learning about poop maps. So, I think my coworkers were a little shocked. Or no, they knew about the poop map. What they didn't know, however, was that it does indeed have Google Street View. So, of course, I suggest, like, oh, well, do you think Chris would be mad at us if we just pulled up the San Francisco poop map on the store computer? Well, he wasn't there to get mad at us, so, of course, we looked it up on the store computer. This is... I want to remind you guys that this is how I spent my day off. So we look up the San Francisco poop map, and lo and behold, it is filthy over there. Now, I think San Francisco, to be fair, was up there among, like, the worst, or, like, the dirtiest cities. I just think it was, like, in the list that he found, it was, like, 12th or 13th, something like that. And, oh boy, there was a lot of poop. So, immediately we were like, okay, we need to find a Google Street View of the poop. Again, it's the fact that this is how I decide to spend my, day off. So we try to find the most densely. You know what? Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. By the way, stream is most likely gonna end early tonight. My mom is coming home from vacation, so I want to be down there when she gets here. So I'll probably end like an hour early-ish because she should have landed already, actually. Well, if she did land, she didn't tell us. So, anyways. San Francisco. How do you spell that? There it is. Let me just show you guys what this thing looks like. Now, I actually don't know if this is like still updated. But it does exist. So you know, this is like San Francisco. Not bad, not bad. Things get a little sillier when you start zooming in. We're not gonna click any of these. We're not going to do a street map view, but yeah. All those yellow dots are reported poop sightings in good old San Francisco. Oh yeah. You can see that it's like, it's pretty bad. Pigeon curse scat stream. It's just silly. Yeah, it's really bad over here. Again, I don't know if this is like live or something anymore, because I've known about this for like a while. But yeah, so fun fact, yeah, it's definitely something. So we were goofing off behind the store counter, where is it? Where is the poop, right? We did end up finding one. It looked like dog poop, and then it was just really funny, like looking at all of the people on the Google Street Views. Like, was it you? Were you the pooper? Of course, all of their faces were like blurred out and everything, but like just very stupid shenanigans. And then it became like, okay, well, San Francisco has a poop map. Do other cities have a poop map? We checked the city that the game store is in. Spoiler alert, there is none. And then I was joking around, like, we should like try to do this same thing, but we should like do it in like another cities, like another country or something. Like a little hunt. And let me drink some water real quick. Free hydrate. Whoa. There should be a GeoGuessr poop map. No, that's what I'm saying. So we checked India, couldn't find anything in India, and then I said, you know, it'd be really fun if it was like $1,000 poop hunt in or street poop hunt in Singapore, because Singapore is incredibly clean. So we immediately hopped over to Singapore on a Google Street View, and we were like, where is it? Where is it? We did end up finding one. It honestly, it didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought we would be there for like a solid like 30 minutes, clicking random cities and going down different alleyways, but there should be a GeoGuessr poop map. I think that would be hilarious. The only issue is that I think that would get a lot of streams taken down. I think that would genuinely be against TOS. But yeah, we did find it, and there was indeed popping off whenever it was found. And that was the last thing I did at the game store today. It was just, I need to emphasize that, like, we were just, this is the store's computer, and we're just looking for Google Street View images of turds. I was, like, making jokes the entire time, like, this would be some fire TikTok content. My coworker, who was actually, like, manning the computer during this entire, thing, sounds like a grand time. Dude, it is. I was like, this isn't, I feel like this is entirely why, like, I can't be friends with, like, I don't mean this like that seriously, right? Like I know there's like girls like me, but it's like I feel like there's a lot of like I feel like it's easier for me to like say these things and act like this around guys than it is a lot of girls. Because a lot of them I feel like maybe their friend circles aren't exactly like this. So I feel like if I were to say this at like some of my other coworkers at Carl's Jr., they'd be like, what in the sweet hells are you talking about? Meanwhile, I'll say this to like a different group of friends and they're like, hell yeah, brother. It's so funny. It would be easier to explain to your manager if it was porn. You know, you're not wrong. It probably would be. We'd probably also get fired for that, but at least the poop one is a little bit more harmless. Again, I'm mostly surprised that it didn't take that long to find it in Singapore. I don't remember where it was, but it kind of looked like it was like under some sort of like highway or train tracks, and then it was just kind of in front of a sewer gate. Let's erase all of this. But yeah, this is the kind of shenanigans that I do on my days off, apparently. Funny. Even John was just like, you're weird, Kyra, and I'm like, I know. You know, I had to mention it. Do you mean shenanigans, Lamau? Did it look like a human turd? Honestly, no. I think it was a little bit too long, if that makes sense. And like, don't get me wrong, people can drop vlogs, but like, not like that, I think. Anyways, let's see. I think. What else? Oh yeah, that's right. I need to show off the horns. Let me get rid of the stupid extra bookmarks that Opera likes to put on my home screen. Instagram. We'll go to Instagram because it's gonna be much easier over there. You haven't seen what my toilet goes through every day. Big ouchies. Look at this. If you got... So the whole reason why I'm still stuck on this one comic page is because I've been entirely, like, kind of over the weekend I was working on, like, other stuff that I wanted to do. So Halloween's coming up. I want to make sure I do have my Halloween costume ready by then. So this is kind of taking a little bit of priority, but not much. Yeah, it's sick. Dude, let me go to the actual, like, video here. Like, you can look at this detail. Like, let me pause that. So, I want to go back to this. Just to talk about the entire process. It's tinfoil armature with really lightweight polymer clay over it. Music's a teensy bit loud. Gotcha. We'll adjust that real quick. It's over polymer clay. So it's polymer clay over a bunch of tinfoil, basically, shaped to look like horns. So I know there's like a lot of like tools that you can use with clay. I didn't have those tools, so I just went for it. I used a popsicle stick to get the grooves done. Horns or antlers? Well, I wanted them to look like tree-like, so kind of somewhere in the middle there between horns and antlers. Probably closer to antlers, honestly. Yeah, I still have like the paint tray with like all of the paint here. I used a bunch of shades of brown. It's coming out black on the camera, but let it be known that it was a ton of shades of brown. And it was just acrylic paint. I didn't put like any kind of coating over it because the last time I tried that, I used an acrylic sealer and the stupid thing was still peeling off, and I was like, okay, never mind then. I used a darker shade for the grooves in the tree, and this is my favorite part, and this is when we're gonna go back to the video. If you look really closely, you can see that there's like this gold shimmer that's really only visible when the light hits it just right. Like, it is so good. Like, I wish this video quality was better. But yeah, it just adds this super, super, like, cool effect. Like, you can especially see it, like, right here. Like, it's so cool. The way I did that was I mixed the brown paint with the gold paint that I had, and, I made sure that it was a super, super thin layer, because I knew I wanted it to, I knew I didn't want it to be, like, overbearing. It was supposed to be, like, a very, like, subtle effect kind of thing, right? The way I got it to, like, be super thin was I would spread it onto the thing, and, like, the brown paint helped a lot, honestly. I think if I just did, like, straight up gold, it wouldn't have worked. But the brown, mixing it with brown, one, helped it blend in better, and then two, really muted that gold tone to a shade that was way more appropriate for the entire palette that was going on here. And it was, the way I got it to be so thin was when I actually painted it onto the horn itself. I made sure that it spread as far as it could possibly go. Like, I took that brush and just went like those were some big strokes. I wanted to make sure it was, like, spread super thin. So that's how I achieved that effect. And then today, this was the other thing that I did on my wonderful day off of work. I went to the store, the craft store, to buy, these chains that you see here, and the, like, the little jump hoops, I think they're called, and the moss. So that worked out super well. But the thing about the moss that I'm a little concerned about is I don't know if the moss is, like, real or not. Because my concern is if it's real, I don't know if it's gonna, like, dry out and die and wither. Which would most definitely not be good. But part of me is like, okay, well, the bag, I think, has holes in it. So it's definitely been exposed to airflow, and, you know, it's not like, it's not like these bags are selling like hotcakes or anything. Like, you know, like, I'm sure they've been, like, sitting there for, like, X amount of time. So surely it's fine. And honestly, I, like, even, like, touching it throughout the day, it doesn't seem like it got any, like, it got dry or anything, so I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. Because Halloween is a long while away, and I don't feel like having to, like, redo all of that. Had a bunch of green aventurine crystals. That's the stuff that you see dangling on the chains, and yeah, that was basically the whole process. My dad said that it looked very professionally made, so I was very proud of that. I know a girl at Art Walk last week. I wasn't wearing this set of horns because they weren't done yet. I just finished these today. But she was saying that I should sell horns, and I think it'd be a fun idea. I just don't exactly know how to price them, and I also feel like if I made horns, I would get attached to them and I wouldn't want to sell them. I think me and Johnny agreed, though, that somewhere, like, in the realm of, like, $80 to $100, depending on, like, details and stuff, would be pretty fair. Because it does take a bit to make. Like, it's arguably fairly cheap, but at the same time, it is a huge time sink, and, yeah. All of that being said, though, I still don't know how durable this is going to be. I used a ton of hot glue. The way I mounted the horns onto the headband was with mounting tape at first, but the mounting tape kind of didn't really, like, stick as well as I thought it would. It was still kind of, like, flimsy. So I tried to support it a little bit more with hot glue, and I think that combination actually worked out decently well. So I have a red pair, the one that's actually supposed to resemble the horns for my little art Sona, and I think that one might. I think if I use a combination of the tape and the hot glue, it might work out. Maybe. I hope it does, because I don't feel like resculpting those, but I also want to, like, remake them, because I want to have, like, you know, the horns that my little character does. I feel like that's only fair. Um, so yeah, that was a huge thing that I did today. Um, it was a lot of fun. I also got like the sleeves for my costume finished, which is nice. Um, which leaves really just like the shirt and then the long dress skirt thing that I still gotta figure out. And I'm still not sure how I want to approach that. I think though, I have a mini skirt in my closet that I basically never wear. Um, I think what I might be able to do, I might be able to take that and get a bunch of like scrap cloth and just kind of like make something. But I don't know how well that's gonna pan out just yet, so we'll see. In other news, the bass concert, I'm still in the process of figuring that out. I swear, it's like, I want to practice, but then my hand will start to hurt. And it's like, oh, well, if my hand hurts, then it's like, it's gonna be like really hard to play the bass, obviously, and practice in general. So it's like, I feel like I keep having to push it back because of my hand. But I really want to do it this week. I'm thinking, but the other thing too, I think if, I think it is cooling down a lot more over here. Like, I'm actually wearing a jacket, and I don't think I'm gonna need to leave the AC running on for too long tonight. So with all of that being said, I think if we don't have the AC running, it's gonna be better for the concert anyways. So hopefully we'll see. And I'm also debating on adding one more song. Because initially, okay, so I got the 5-string bass, right? And I found one song, already learned it, already can play it like relatively consistently. It's really to do the audio thing I've done for my streams. Yeah, that's fair. I also gotta figure that out because I still haven't watched the video. I know I need to watch the video, it's just there's a little thing in my brain that prevents me from doing the things I need to until the last minute. Sometimes. But anyways, so what was it? Okay, so I found one song, right? That's really easy to play on the 5-string bass. Learned it pretty quickly. It actually took like 20 minutes. It'll be easy to do last minute. Oh, perfect. Well, actually, no, there's a few tests that I want to do, because I would want to be able to, like, record it and then upload the VOD somewhere. So I want to figure that out, because it'd be really sad if I just had, like a video of me playing bass for, like, 30-40 minutes, and then, like, it's just the bass lines, and nobody knows what songs I'm playing. That would be sad. Obviously for the stream you guys would hear the music, but like if OBS doesn't pick up on the actual thing, then, you know, it'd be a really embarrassing VOD, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I gotta pray that my amp, or my microphone, will actually pick up the big amp that I have now. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out soon enough, I'm sure. So, but oh, I mean, you don't want the VOD to pick up the music, right? It'll get muted. I mean, it will get muted. How should I put this? I don't want obviously I want everything to, like, you know, I want viewers to be able to hear the music, but I want people who go back to watch the VOD to be able to hear the music too, is what I'm saying. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Low-key, I think the best thing I can do is probably just screen record this actual VOD itself, the actual stream itself on my laptop, and upload that. Because, you know, with the if I upload it to YouTube or even just like a Google Drive thing somewhere, you'd have to upload it somewhere else where it won't get muted. Yeah, the thing is, I think it will just immediately get muted as soon as like the stream is over, is the thing. So I don't know how I'm going to figure this out. But I feel like my best bet is just screen recording the stream on my laptop or something, and then uploading that somewhere. But I don't think my laptop has the space for that, is the thing. And I don't think my Wi-Fi will be happy with me doing that anyways. What I could do is I can just have it as a pre-recorded stream. But that's not fun, you know? It's a lot funnier when I'm miserably failing to play the bass in real time. So I'm still trying to figure that out. If somebody knows like a workaround this, I will gladly take it. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll keep doing some tests, because the thing is that I can like stream and record at the same time. But I think even like if the audio settings are like, you know, the same for both, then, you know, even if I record, it's not gonna have any sound. Well, at least that's what I'm guessing is going to happen if I tried that. So I don't know. I'll try to do some like tests and stuff. Or I guess the ultimate like backup plan is like, hey guys, this is the playlist to the Twitch concert. If you want to hear all of this, you can just play this I'll put like cues in like the video or something on when to play the stupid songs on Spotify in time with the video, and then that's how people who aren't there for the concert will see it. I don't know, but the method I sent will make it audible on stream. It just wouldn't be picked up by the VOD. Okay, maybe in that case it would work to just like stream and record at the same time. I would just have to hope then that the bit rate and everything holds up, because I have tried streaming and recording before, and I promise you Twitch and the Wi-Fi does not like it. But that was also with like the old Spectrum Wi-Fi. Maybe AT&T will be better about it. I don't know. I hope so. Oh yeah. All of that to say, I'm debating on adding one more song because, I guess to circle back to me being an awkward fuck who can't talk about, people's favorite bands, yeah, well, I was still looking for songs, from Seether to play, but I haven't heard a lot of their discography yet, and, I was just mostly, like, looking for, something, to learn at this point, because I'm still very disappointed that that one song, I can't find tabs for it, even though, like, it's got, like, a really cool, bass opening. But that's besides the point. I found a different song on Ultimate Guitar, that website, and holy shit, for some reason, there's like 7 different versions of the tabs, and I'm like, why do you need 7 of these, right? Like, how different could these be, right? But lo and behold, one of those versions has a 5-string, notation, and I'm like, wait, I could play this, because, I think part of me was like, oh yeah, I probably learned this, it doesn't seem that hard, and then I saw I have to if I played it on my 4-string, right, on my Gretsch, we'll call it like that, the Gretsch and the Spectre is the 5-string, Gretsch is the 4-string, if I played it on my Gretsch, I would need to tune one of the strings, down to C, if I remember correctly. let me look real quick. Which? I'm sorry, I think I put something else into the Google search bar and got something completely different, but I found it. Okay, so let's put the display capture back on. So, obviously I'm gonna go with the highest rated one because arguably that's the one to go with, right? And, this tuning. What? Dropped D down a full half step. Sir, you dropped, like, a little more than that. We'll put it that way. Like, I'm sure this is just, like, fine and all. But here's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna say I have perfect pitch, because, I think that is far from the truth. But I do have a really good ear for notes. The issue is that I'm still a little shaky when it comes to really, really low-pitched notes, because again, I started off playing flute, throughout this whole entire thing, so I hear treble a lot better than I do bass, okay? And it's like, okay, sure, that, like, I can kind of, like, do it, but it's not easy. The tuner that I have on my phone absolutely demands that I pay for some premium subscription if I want access to different tuning things, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. And I don't have a regular tuner anymore. Don't worry, girl, I'll say that you have perfect pitch. I don't. Do not spread those lies, James. So it's like I can't tune my bass like this. Also, if you are using a capo on a bass, I'm gonna be very confused. Oh, this isn't even sheet music. Okay, hang on, not to get on another tangent. We're getting on a lot of tangents today. My focus is in shambles right now. Mom retrieved, oh shit. No, I thought we were gonna be able to go a little bit longer. Okay, oh shit. Disaster has struck. A second plane has hit the stream. Well, I got my mom back from Scotland, I guess. And I also just made a big fucking mess. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But tangent. Okay, we'll tangent. We'll you know what? Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna go say hi to my mom. She arrived earlier than I thought she would. Let me not mute that first. I will try not to take too long. Okay, so it was a false alarm. I am back. They're still getting my mom at the airport. So, I guess we will be continuing on the tangent. Okay. Look, I get it that not everyone knows how to read sheet music. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But what the... How the fuck do you read this? Hang on, let me put this back up. Wait, I'm joking, please don't kill me. No. Look, it's fine if you can't read sheet music, but I want you to know that the way Ultimate Guitar arranges these tabs pisses me the fuck off. Cause, again, I was in band for 6 years, so I know how to read sheet music. And you know what's the nice thing about sheet music? I can look at a piece of... I can look at a piece, and I can read it, and I don't need to know what it sounds like in order to play it. And I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Because, for me, it's like, it's very to the point. This, however, I don't know what to make of any of this. If you gave this to me, and was like, okay, Kyra, can you sight read this, like, song? I'm gonna be like, no the fuck I can't. What does any of this, like, okay, look, I know all of this, right? Means like, oh, I'm gonna put my finger on the 5th fret and then we're gonna play it twice, right? That is all I can glean from this information. That is all. That is the only thing I understand here. I only know where to put my fingers and how much I need to play it. Now, obviously, I understand, like, the spacing kind of matters here. Because it's like, oh, well, if the notes are closer together, you're gonna play them, like, closer together. It's like, that still doesn't give me, like, a sense of, like, rhythm or anything. Like, let me show you... Not gonna lie, bro, we were taught how to read sheet music without playing an instrument, so I had to relearn it. Ouch! It's like... Oh, God, wait, that's actually terrible. That's, it's okay, it's not terrible, because I guess you could technically, like, clap along, but, like, still. Let me show you another song that I'm, like, trying to learn. We're gonna go here, to this different website. Look at this! Look at this! Like, this is the best notation ever. Not only does it show me where to put my stupid fingers, but it also shows me the rhythm. Like, exactly what I'm supposed to play. It's 1 and a 2 and a... Wait, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... and so on and so forth. And then going on, it's like... I can see these are eighth notes. I can see that this is quarter. Okay, well, I can't see what this is exactly, but if I had to guess, it's probably like one of these is a half note. It might be this one, and then this is like the 4th thing. This would be a whole note because it takes up the whole measure. It's like, I can read this. I can read this perfectly fine. This, however, get out of here. Go away. What am I looking at? Just once again, like, how am I supposed to interpret this? Because, like, there's like 50 there's like at least 2 different ways I can go about this, you know? So it's for people who can't read sheet music. It's also for it. I'm gonna say it, if you play an instrument, you don't have to learn sheet music, but it will make your life easier. but I think it's just a crutch. This is fine, right? But this only works if you know the song. And granted, yeah, I get it, I do know the song. So technically I could if I just played along with it. But, you know, it's not easy to do at full fucking speed. Play a song for the first time. Hey, now even Michael Jackson didn't know how to read sheet music. Yeah! But it's like, come on. Just... I feel like, if you know an instrument, if you're gonna play an instrument, you're gonna write music for that instrument. Maybe, just maybe consider a little bit of, like, music notation like this, because it's not that bad, honestly. It really isn't that bad. Like, I understand this is intimidating to look at, but when you actually, like, learn all of the theory and everything, it is so easy. What was my original point with this? Because we got on one tangent, and then we got on another tangent. And I gotta clean up that mess. All of my, So these little jumper hoops are, like, magnetic, and so is my phone case, because it's like a wallet case. So we got, like, stuck on all of those, and when I picked up my phone earlier, all of them fell out of the little bag. And I'm curious, because I've been trying to figure out how to read sheet music, right? Okay. I can answer those questions. And if I can't answer those questions after 6 years of band, 1 year of music, and 1 semester of music theory, I deserve to be shot in the head for that. If you want to learn how to read sheet music, I'm not gonna say you came to the right stream, but I am the right person to ask. So I looked up a translation for each note on each fret of ukulele stuff, and I looked this up. There were frets that had nothing. I don't get why that is. Is it like, let me think of, like, what you're trying to picture here. If there was nothing, when I looked this up, there were frets that had nothing. If I had to guess, that's probably open string notation, unless it was, like, really nothing. I don't know, cause it sounds like to me. There we go. That's a good. That's probably easier here. Okay. There were frets that. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay. Oh boy. I hope you know how to. I hope you know the keys on piano. Good. Top. See how some frets got nothing. I completely see what's going on here. Okay. We're just got a wonderful music theory journey. All right. Go away, AI overview. Perfect. In fact, we're even gonna open this image in a new tab, so we can just look at this. Okay. So the strings on a ukulele are those G, C, E, and A, right? You can think. You need to think. So this is the nice thing about ukulele and pretty much all string instruments is that they're all in a pitch called concert pitch. Concert pitch follows the notes on the piano. So your notes on ukulele are C, and how is it tuned? G, C, E, and A. So G, C, E, A. Now I understand that it's not in order, but don't worry. We're going to tackle that. Notes are chromatic, and they're a certain number of cents from each other, but rather than say the exact number of cents, like, oh, C is 15 cents away from D, this isn't accurate, by the way. I don't know how many cents D and C are apart from each other, but I do know is that C and D are a whole step from each other, whereas C sharp or D flat is a half step from C. So every key on the piano is a half step away from each other. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B, right? And then after B would be C again, because the highest alphabet number we go to is G. So what this picture, you know what, we'll do this even. What this picture is showing is all of the white keys, or no, all of the white keys, I believe. So let's pretend that the ukulele fretboard is a piano for a moment. Every single fret is a half step away from each other. So if you have open string G and you put your finger down on the first fret here, right? Well, now that string is going to be played a half step up from G. A half step up from G is G sharp or A flat. But well, now let's put our finger on the second fret now. Well, now it's two half steps, which means a whole step higher than the open string. So that means it's A, and we can even check that back here. Let's pretend again that we're putting our finger on the first fret. The first fret, if each fret is a half step, then we look up a half step from G on the piano. It's going to be G sharp or A flat, and it's the same thing if we put our finger on the second fret of the G string. That's a whole step now because that's two half steps, which means 1, 2, A. And that's why some of these are blank. All of the ones that you see are blank are going to be your black keys. These ones right here. Now you might be wondering, well, is it C sharp or D flat? Is it F sharp or G flat? Well, they're both the same thing. It just depends on what key you're in. If you're in the key of B flat, you're gonna play the notes B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and B flat, right? B flat has the B flat scale has B flat, wow, and the E flat note. Alright, that does make a lot of sense. Thank you. Now, you wouldn't say that the B flat scale contains A sharp and D sharp because sharps aren't in the B flat scale. It is a scale that uses flats, not sharps. And all of this just, like, at this point, the theory isn't, like, super important because if you're just looking to, like, play songs, you don't need to know that the difference between sharps and flats. You kind of just need to know where to put your fingers. Which is hence why, like, I think a lot of, like, guitarists, ukulele, bass, and all of that, why they don't typically read notes. But does that mean each gap is a sharp? Not necessarily, because if you look here at the A string, right? If we go, the gap here is, oh, no, let's look, let me think. How do I want to? Well, I guess, yeah, huh. Every single gap that you see here is a black key. Now that I look at it, yeah, I take it all back. Yeah, there's just some half steps that are a little weird. You'll notice that B and C are next to each other. Well, B and C are both, let me find a different piano, hang on. You'll notice, okay, this one works. So, if we go back to the fretboard, B and C are next to each other, but if you remember, B and C are white keys, not black keys. Well, that's because, whatever physics and other science, there is, it dictates that B and C are simply just half steps apart from each other. So C flat is the same as B natural, and then B sharp is the same as C natural. However, I think most of the very common keys in music, very common key signatures in music, I should say, yeah, they're always gonna like just dictate it. You will almost never see like C flat or B sharp in music, is what I'm saying. It's the same thing with E and F. Those two white keys are also like a half step apart from each other. And that's pretty much it. Now, I don't think you're ever gonna read like the sheet music that I read when I was in band, because the sheet music that I read when I was in band looked a little different from stuff. Most likely, you'll probably have tabs like this, or like actual like chords to follow in strumming patterns. So that's the whole explanation there. And I don't get to ramble about music theory like that often. I really enjoyed my music theory class when I took it. It was really fun. But something that I kind of struggled with back then was chords. This is honestly a lot of times they just don't have one for ukulele. Ouch. I mean, I guess it depends, because I guess there's like a lot of... I feel like if you're looking for a ukulele song, it has to be like a ukulele song, right? Like you wouldn't play Welcome to the Black Parade on uke, you know? Because like... Which is why I've just gone about reading sheet music. Yeah, that's not... It's not... I get you there. You could always sound it out, but that's usually a lot harder and requires way more intensive memorizing. I wish I could do that. It's just... The entire reason why I don't say I have perfect pitch is because I'm not good at hearing chords. Now, obviously, I can hear the difference between major and minor. But I Lamel. Having a staff does help sounding it out for the note progression. Oh yeah, it's like super helpful. I prefer sheet music for like a lot of reasons outside of the fact that, you know, it's the notation that I learned. I like sheet music because, again, it's really cool being able to like look at a series of notes on a thing, and like you don't even need to know like how it sounds. You can just read and play it. And I think it's just better for like learning too. A few times with what is it, with the bass tabs, like if I'm learning a song for the first time, I like being able to have the sheet music right there in front of me, because it's like I can like look at the rhythm and I can study it and I can practice it the way that I'm used to practicing things, where I don't have to have the actual song playing in my ear in order to get it to sound right. Like I can take it at a very different pace, I guess. When it's like the other one that I show, where it's literally just like the strings and the numbers, it's... oh my god, it's frustrating. It seems... I mean, I also wish I could just wing making my own chords. It seems so complicated. Yeah, it is complicated. I never learned composition. I have absolutely no musical talent for that whatsoever, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. I can play an instrument. I can't write songs. And that is that, and I'm okay with that. I'd like to one day, but, you know, if it's just not something that I am particularly naturally inclined to, and I don't have time to take the classes for it, I'm not gonna, like, sit here and be like, well, it's not fair that I can't. It's like, well, okay, that's okay. It's just gonna be, like, a harder learning curve, and that's okay. And if I don't have time to devote to that, that's also okay, because if I don't have time to devote to it, it probably means I'm not that invested in learning it. The more you're explaining it, the more math heavy it seems. It's not that math heavy. Probably the most important math to know when it comes to writing music is arguably just fractions. And that's something they teach you in like 4th grade. Because what is it? Most songs are going to be written in 4/4, which means you have 4 beats per measure, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? And then from there, the way you cram more notes into one measure is that you just keep dividing the note in half. So we have whole notes, that takes up a whole measure, so that's 4 beats. Then you have half notes, which take up 2 beats each. And then I can't even fathom making my own chord. Well, you don't need to make your own chord per se. Music has been around for so long and studied for so long that arguably no matter what you do, there's going to be a name for whatever chord you come up with. Like, I think if you want to make sure that your chord doesn't sound dissonant, you want to minimize the number of, how should I put this? You don't want to play notes that are like a half step next to each other, like too much. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need it, and that's like understandable, right? But if your entire chord is comprised solely of just like everything, it's going to sound dissonant to an extent. I don't know how to describe it. Chords are built on thirds typically. This is gonna be an adventure to explain. I've seen all the basic chords of a uke, but I've seen tutorials with chords that I've never seen before. I think that's just I don't know. I think people just get a little like silly with it. It's such complicated theory, and it's like way more than I was taught in college. The best way I can describe chords is that they're built a certain number of intervals apart from each other. Like, the basic chord is built on thirds. And I can't explain that without explaining scales and key signatures and everything. It's a whole complicated mess. If you want to get into composition, I would look for someone who actually knows about composition, because they're going to explain it a lot better than my dumb, stupid reptile brain. I don't know how people go about writing chords. I know about chord progressions. I could probably just stick to basic chords for the most part. Yeah, I would argue that's probably the best thing to do in most scenarios. Because you can do songs like that entirely. This would be easier to demonstrate if I had a piano, but I don't have one, and the online ones that are free are out of tune, and they're just flat enough to like make me upset. Oh, hello?
Mom's home.
Oh, okay. My mom is home. I will be right back again. We'll just write this in black this time. We'll zoom in right here. E-R-B. Let me go say hello to my mom real quick. She's like come in early enough to where I think I can like say hi for a bit, and then I'll probably just like come back up here. So let's go do Oh my god. Well, Mom's back. Very happy. And I can't believe there was a little bot here, while I was gone. Horrible! Yeah. Butters is so cute. He's like so happy to see her. His eyes are so big. Oh my god. He's very happy. He kind of trampled Jimmy like 5 times over, which is a little sad, but it's okay. But yeah, let's see, we were talking about music theory a little bit. I know that, and then, oh yeah, speaking, did I show you guys the, I just realized I meant to, show something over here. The whole reason why I had the base tabs pulled up in the first place was because I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, so initially I wasn't planning on learning this song, cause I don't know how to tune my bass like that. Oh, hello, Biba. Lovely to see that everyone's still here. I wasn't planning on tuning. I don't think I can tune my bass like this. I can sure try, but it will not end well. But then, first of all, there's like, you know, maybe I'll like back. History. This one, yes. First of all, there's like 5 versions of this, and I have to ask, why did it take so many tries? Apparently there's this, but I've never clicked on that before. So I was looking through like a couple of these. Obviously this one's like the highest rated one. It's like, what's version 3? Version 3 uses a 5-string. And I was like, oh my god, that's another excuse to play the 5-string, because it's something I'm learning. If a song was written on a 4-string bass, you should play it on a 4-string bass. Have I seen Polyphia? I have not. But if it's written for 5-string, I can play it on a 5-string. Heard of, rather. I don't think I have. Well, it sounds kind of familiar. I don't know what this 4th version is, but 8 to 11 is crazy. Like 8th fret to 11th fret is insane. And I'm not even sure what's going on over here. There is actual, like, binary being written here. They're a band. Oh, let's see. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, they sound familiar, but I don't know if I've, like, actually, like... Let's see. Do any of these look familiar to me? Their stuff has some real complicated shit. I'll believe it. Let me see. Usually there's discographies. I think these are albums, right? I don't know. One band that I really want to learn more of is this. This band is the entire reason why I have a 5-string bass. Oh my god, their stuff is so fun to play. The big one that I want to work up towards is this song right here. As you can see. It's honestly not too hard. It's mostly on a 6-string though? Oh wow. Okay. That is great. Yeah, that checks out then if it's like some complicated stuff. If you need more notes, then um yeah, no, this song is like really fun to play. So bass is mostly notes, yeah. Sounds about right. To be fair, most bass is typically only ever playing one note at a time. I wanna like demo this. I can play a little bit on my 4-string. That's probably the easier one to grab. Give me one quick second. Let me just show you what this riff sounds like. Because it's actually like insanely fun to play, but it's really fast, so I can't I won't be able to show it off at full speed. Let's grab this. How did I set this up last time? I got a little silly on stream. We're not getting any comic work done tonight, are we? I'm okay with that. I'm gonna put this right here next to the microphone. And then we grab this. Thank God! The wrench is literally oh shit. We're gonna pretend that I didn't just knock over like 5 different things. My room is a mess and I have to clean it up anyways, so. Where's the input? There it is. I hope that isn't like hilariously loud for you guys. Yeah, I'm looking at the microphone stuff there. Let me pause that track real quick. So to play it slowly, it is not comfortable sitting and playing here. I'm learning so much about bass tabs. This is not what I was expecting the stream to be today, but here we are. There it is. So to play it slowly, it's something like. And I can't play like the main riff there, because that would have to be on a B string. Yeah, bass is mostly notes. My bad. It is primarily just single notes, because it all boils back down to music theory. Yeah. But I think the actual speed of the song, or of the, of this little melody here, this is not easy to play in a swivel chair. So fast. I will say, it's a really good song. It's Disciple from The Warning. It is so good. If you gain nothing from this stream, let the one thing be, Disciple by The Warning, from The Warning, is literally one of the best modern rock songs in the world right now. There is a way for I could actually tune this E string down to D, and I could play it on a 4-string, but once again, tuning is not fun to do by ear. Yeah. I wish I could play this for the concert, but it is just way above my skill level right now. Especially, it's a little bit, in some regards, it's easier on this because the neck is smaller. In other ways, it's easier on that because the strings are closer together. So learning this song has been a hilarious journey. I still can't get past the everything. But it is a whole thing. I want to learn it so bad. Their music is so good. They are legitimately, I think, one of my favorite bands right now. If you want specific song recommendations from me, from them, there's obviously Disciple that I just played right now. Oh, I forgot I knocked that over. I just tilt back forward and then put this back. Okay. But yeah, there's Disciple that I just played right now. Escapism is one that I'm gonna play for the base stream. That's the first song that I've like fully learned from them because I can't. Their songs are really fast. Evolve is also insanely good. I think just about every song on their latest album, Keep Me Fed, has been straight bangers. So at this point, I'm just literally recommending that entire album. What else is here? Narcisista is also really good. They are a rock band from Mexico. They're really cool. Let's see. Is there anything here that I would really want to learn? Aside from Disciple. Choke is good. Choke is also really good. I think that one is going to be easier to learn. So many of their songs is just like intermediate level, intermediate. I'm like, am I there? Automatic Sun is one that I listened to recently. Yeah, this is still standard 5-string tuning. Let's see. But yeah, no, they're really cool. They're really cool. Highly recommend them. Especially if you like hard rock, which is hard rock and punk rock is probably the genres that I'm into the most right now. My co-workers at the game store though are let me not put that on the screen. My co-workers at the game store though are very determined to get me into a metal, which is really funny. One time I was there, I brought my bass over there because one of the guys plays guitar, and we were just in his car, and he was just like, we're gonna learn you some Slipknot, Kyra, and I'm like, okay. Let's see. And then one of my other coworkers there, he was like, you should learn this song from Korn. I actually did look up the tabs a few nights ago. But it's not in standard tuning, which is already frustrating. But it doesn't sound that hard to play if I could actually get the tuning right. There was a funny little thing on the tab itself, though. And the guy who, transposed it was like, if you, do not play this song. Or, only play this song on a 5-string bass. And I was like, understood. Which I thought was kind of funny. If I remember, it was like... What was it exactly? Because I would say that it was just like a drop something else, but yeah, it's like a whole ass different tuning. So it's like, the bottom string is F. I'm not even sure, if you would be tuning that down or up. So it's F, C, G, D, and A. It looks like it's kind of tuned in thirds. Yeah, it looks like oh my god, somebody got it down to the 4th string. But the best rated one does look like it's this 5-string with the weird tuning. This one doesn't even have the stupid notes, the tuning on it. This one doesn't look terrible, actually. This one's just they're all a whole step up. But anyways, if you stop getting distracted, that is wild. Yeah, it's, I understand some songs are only gonna be played or mostly only gonna be able to be played in like certain tunings. But once again, I don't have a tuner, and I don't feel like paying for I don't feel like paying a premium subscription for that, and I also just haven't even gotten around to buying a tuner in the first place. So here we are. I feel like I'm not getting anything done on this comic page, and it's kind of funny. Have your dad tune it, bet. No, I don't think that's a good idea. If there's anything that kind of like holds me back from like retuning things specifically, it's not just like how much I would struggle with hang on, I don't like how that looks when we start up here actually. It's not just how much I would be like struggling to get the notes right. It's also just me being worried about breaking my strings, because once again, both my basses are used. And I understand that a lot of bassists don't really restring the instrument that often. But how should I put this? I don't want to push that so much, because if I ever have to restring it, I'm not gonna know how to do that like at all, and it won't end well, and I'm not gonna pretend effectively the less I touch the tuning pegs at this point, the better. Which is also why I try really hard not to have the instruments like fall over or anything. I mean, obviously take good care of instruments because they're like not cheap, but the other reason is that I'm scared of touching the tuning pegs sometimes. Even like on like regular guitars. When Johnny first started learning guitar back when he was in middle school, right? That was the first attempt he had at learning guitar. His instructor like would always warn like, oh, you have to be like so can't get it restringed at the shop. There is a shop in Corona, I just that would involve money. I like making my life harder. I really do. I'm stubborn and for all the wrong reasons. But yeah, his instructor before always like warned like, oh, you need to be like really careful about like the strings on your guitar snapping when you tune them, because it's scary. You could like cause some serious lacerations, and that always just kind of like stuck with me. And that, it's not fun, like, breaking strings either, because then it's like, well, we gotta put another string on there, I guess. Now, I think Johnny's had strings snap on him before, and according to him, it's not that bad, but it's always just, like, it's that mental barrier of, like, I don't want it to snap on me, and I don't want it. It's like popping a balloon. I think that's the best way for me to equate it. In your head, you know it's not that bad when a balloon pops, but it's like it's always worse somehow. Like, even though you remember that it's not that bad, it's still somehow, like, worse. It has yet to happen to me, but that put the fear of God on me, so I put a pillow on it when I do. Understandable. I'd be, like, behind, like a shield or something, just like, okay. Like, I'm ready. The thing about bass strings, though, is that I think they're so thick that, like, if they snap, it's probably not gonna be, like, that, like, the strings aren't super taut on bass, because, for one, the notes are lower, so they don't need to be, like, very tight. Second of all, they're, like, thicker, so I think because they're heavier, they probably don't, like, fly as quickly. Okay. I think it can't be that bad. Oh, Yuke has nylon strings, so I don't think it can be that bad. Yeah, probably. Um, yeah, nylon's not that bad. When we sold Johnny sold the classic guitar that we had here, and that had nylon strings. That one was never like too scary to tune because like nylon's like, you know, it's not metal, it's plastic. Probably won't hurt that bad. It didn't actually. Playing it too, because it was nylon, wasn't that bad. The issue was, when I was borrowing it, was that the strings sat so high, and it made it so annoying to press down. And I was losing my mind with that thing. And then, like, honestly, guitar in general, I was not having a good time. Keeping the strings on. How about, like, horsehair? No, I know violin bows, not the strings. The bows themselves, I know they're horsehair. I know that's horsehair. I still have my violin. I think it might still be tuned as well. It's just I never got good at violin. I want to get good at violin. It's just I also don't have the attention span at the moment to sit down and actually practice violin. Oh, that's why it wasn't like blending the way I wanted it to. I was on the wrong layer. Keep going on the wrong layer. But yeah, I know violin violin is completely fretless, which was part of what made it like really annoying when I first tried picking it up. So you, instead of having frets, you have to memorize positions, and you have to be so precise with those positions, otherwise the note will just be out of tune, and it's really annoying. The other thing that I was struggling a lot with when I was learning violin was my pinky. Now, me and Johnny have this thing called hypermobility in our fingers. So all of my fingers do that whole thing, right? So does my pinky, but it's a little bit harder, but it's very noticeable when I try to press down on stuff. When I press it down, it doesn't arch, it's straight. Like that. And I have this... Oh, can you touch your wrist with my pinky? Oh yeah, that's like so easy, I think. Yeah, there we go. You can do it with my thumb too. Put my thumb behind my knuckle, and then all of my fingers just can kind of do that. Good lord. Yeah, I'm really flexible in my fingers. I wouldn't say it's impressive more than it just straight up freaks people out. But what was I saying? Anyways, my pinky does not arch when I press it down on things. It stays straight. So that actually makes it very annoying to play any stringed instrument. So with bass, I had to like exercise it a lot, basically forcing my my pinky to actually like press down on the frets properly. On violin, because of the way you hold violin, that was not particularly easy. So that was the other thing that I struggled a lot with. My teacher back then, she would try to get me to like do that, because you know, that's like kind of important to learn. It just was not happening. But I feel like after like a month ago, I did try picking up the violin again. It is easier to do like the fourth finger thing with my pinky, or like fourth position. I think that's the actual term for it. I don't really remember. It is a lot easier after playing bass, so maybe it's something that I can do in the future, but we'll see. Yeah, it's that is all my musical know-how, I guess. right hand can do the like this thing too, but I think I actually have to help my fingers, and I think it's mostly because like I use my right hand so much that it's a little bit more stiff. Like, but I can do it on my right hand as well. Just it needs the extra help. My left hand, that is basically completely unused, can do it by itself no problem, but I have to help on my right hand. Oh, what the fuck? I can't do that anymore. Lamau. Ouch. I mean, I think it happens. Like, if you use your hands a lot, I feel like there's a lot. It's not necessarily muscle buildup. I think it's like keratin buildup. I think I either have or had a pencil bump right here on my ring finger, because that's where I would rest my pencil all the time. But ever since I like switched to resting it on my middle finger instead, I think it's been like going there now instead. And the other one went down, which is kind of cool to see. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Rest my pen between my pointer and my middle, or grasp, I guess. Yeah. Johnny explained to me that this is actually the correct way to hold it. I used to hold it like, oh my god, I can barely do it now. Like this, so that it was on my ring finger, and that meant like there was a lot of pressure on my hand. But doing it like this, it's so much more lax. I think the reason why I haven't actually been developing a pencil bump on my middle finger is because it's like such a loose grip. Like I don't have to like hold it so firmly, which is kind of nice. I am a little sad that I lost the one on my ring finger though. I will miss it dearly. Oops. You know, let me add a little bit of like, shadow right here on the pocket. Holding a cigarette. That's one way to put it. I mean, I would like actually put the pen between the knuckles of my pointer and oh, that's strange. That is an interesting one. I don't think I can do that. My brain will not let me. Also, I think my contacts are low-key kind of drying out. They do this sometimes. It's weirdly comfortable for me since I've been writing this way since high school. Yeah, that's understandable. I think... Ooh, how am I gonna just... Clive holds his, like this, I think. It's something weird like that, but then he like draws like that too, which I think is strange. It doesn't look comfortable, but it's never been corrected, so he just... That's just how he holds it. And you know what? It's not like I can do anything about it at this point. I have artist friends who also grip pencils like that. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, I don't mean it in like a bad way. Like, I don't mean weird bad. I mean like, that's strange. That it works out for you that way. Because for me, it's like so much of like the drawing itself is in like wrist and arm movements. Like, especially the wrist, hence the carpal tunnel brace. But it's like for me, if I do that, I feel like there's just not as much, like it feels more restrictive to me personally. But you know, if somebody's been holding it like their entire life like that, and that's what's comfortable for them, more power to them, honestly. Oh yeah, I know something I can talk about. I should talk about Art Walk last week. I completely forgot that that was there. It's eccentric. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Very fair. Yeah, I agree. Art walk. I completely forgot. So last week, Thursday, the reason why there was no stream was because I was attending art walk again in the next city over. And oh boy, that was successful. I sold 30 stickers. Which is crazy. So, those were the only things that I sold. I didn't sell any keychains this time, which was unfortunate, but it's okay. And it's just kind of hard to sell prints in general, so I'm not particularly surprised about that. Oh my god, it was just, it's really cool interactions too, because it's like, for me, I get to talk about like the designs on the stickers. Thank you. Did you make how much you paid for the table? To reserve the spot was $15. And I made $28.85, and I will explain why I've made less than $30 in a moment. Oh my god, it's such a fun experience because I had a bunch of like new stickers to show off that day, and shit, that's really cheap. It is super cheap. So I was like really excited about that. Profiting on Thursday. What was it? So on so I had a bunch of stickers that were like new from like the last time I did art walk. So there was the anatomy study ones, and then there were also the flower fairies that I had been working on. Oh my god, the number of people who would see like the sticker with like the stomach on it, and it says my tummy hurts. Everyone would always like when they're there with their friend, right? They'll point at it and go like, "That's you." I was at the point where like, I'm gonna make a drinking game out of this. I'm gonna take a shot every time somebody points at that sticker and goes, "That's you." Like every single person. It was so funny. Let's see. People got like a really good laugh out of the anatomy study ones because, like, you know, the jokes are very silly. I think people really liked the, aside from the stomach, people really liked the heart. That one says, "Why am I under arrest?" And visually, I think it is like the best one too. Cause I cooked on that one, I'm not gonna lie. With the ink. It's really cool. People would like scan like my little QR code, give me a follow on Instagram, and I get to talk about my art a little bit with them. People, I know I told one lady that the anatomy sticker ones were done with pencil or pen and ink, which she thought was really cool because, you know, did anyone buy the cornucopia sticker? That one unfortunately is not a sticker, it is a print, and no, nobody... Prints, again, are really, really hard to sell, so I didn't get that one, unfortunately. But it's okay. I have another event on the 20th that I will be vending at, except this table is like $30, but it's okay. There was this one girl who stopped by the booth on Thursday, and she used to work at Lowe's in the gardening department, so I was telling her, like, oh yeah, these aren't just fairies, each fairy, or these aren't just like regular fairies, each fairy is based off a specific flower. So I named off all of the flowers, and she was just like, she was explaining that she worked at Lowe's or something. So like, when I was describing the flowers, it was just like very positive flashbacks for her, which I thought was really cool. She ended up buying some flower fairies, which is cute. And then these by far were my favorite interactions of the night. There was this, it was two different people. So there was this girl, she came up to the thing, looked at my stickers, and she was like, "Oh, these are cool." And then she paused and was like, "Wait, I just realized all of these are the D&D classes." And I was like, "Yeah, they are." And I had them like arranged in like alphabetical order too, so like I could like list them off really quickly. And she got like super excited like seeing them all. It was great. Oh my god. She ended up buying a druid sticker. Speaking of the druid sticker, I didn't realize how popular that one was until I only had like one left, and I was like, oh, I need to restock this one. She ended up buying the druid sticker because I think she was currently playing a druid, which was cool. So, you know, I love meeting other people who play Druid because it's the best class in my opinion. So you certainly made a profit then. Oh yeah. This was the big one. So another group comes to the table. They're like super cool, right? And we're talking, and I'm explaining like, yeah, I'm a fantasy artist, and this group is also huge into D&D. This one guy's looking at the stickers, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm like playing this class, right? And he's there with his buddy. I think the rest of his group went like either to the booth next to me or someone else. And the thing that I do with my booth is, for all the tables that I do, is this. I let everyone roll a d20 3 times, and if they land on a nat 20 in those 3 tries, they get a 10%. I offer a 10% discount. And he goes, I'm gonna get the nat 20 first try. He got the nat 20 first try, like he actually called it. And he was like, let's go, right? And I think initially he was just gonna buy himself a class sticker for his character, right? And he goes, actually, I have friends. And he bought one of each of the class dice stickers. He bought 12 stickers. I was just like, thank you so much. Oh my god, it was insane. I was so happy. This same guy, because we were talking about like art and stuff. He might, if he remembers, he might commission me to draw a D&D character for him. I'm gonna check my Instagram DMs real quick. Did you have her Twitch link on your booth? Technically, yeah, because I think it's there on my website. Yeah, there's nothing here. But, oh my god, it was so cool. I love that comment of his, though, like, oh, I have friends. I'm gonna buy one of each, like, D&D sticker. That was cool. That was really cool. And of course, other people were just, like, buying, like, the anatomy stickers and everything. Or, like the designs that they liked and stuff. So I was just... Remind Kerr to hydrate, let me know. Chat, you saw me drink water earlier, right? Where did that... Oh, there it is. Do you have any fear that he shows up? We're talking about my Carl's Jr. co-worker, correct? Book guy. Oh! The stalker. No. Okay, so funny confession. It's gonna be so... we need a tally of, like, how many times I admit to, like, minor crimes on this stream. What, did you kill him? Not yet, don't worry. So down here is... I'm reaching into a little backpack right now. This is the backpack that I usually take with me to go vending with. Now, unfortunately, this is also the backpack that I take to the game store whenever I run D&D one-shots over there. And when me and my friends went to the Renaissance Fair, I got this dagger right here. Now, it's not... It is sharp, but it's not that sharp, honestly. Like, I could sharpen it. Let's do that on stream. Why not? Let's make this even worse for myself. Actually, this metal feels like super cheap. I'm not sure if I really want to be doing this. Anyways, point being, I had brought this to the game store as like a funny joke, right? And I also wanted to show my coworkers there, because, you know, we're all buddy-buddy over there. And ever since then, I have been forgetting to take this out of my bag. And it's been... Oh my god, when did we go to Ren Fair? We went to Ren Fair in June. It's been 3 months. So every time I left the house with this bag, I have just had this little knife. And now, I know I said that the knife isn't, like, super sharp, but it is pointy, you know? It is pointy. If I wanted to, I think I could stab someone with this. So, you know, if Book Guy does show up, I am armed. I am typically armed. He did show up. Yeah, a knife's a knife. Yeah. He did actually show up to Carl's Jr. one day. I don't know if I ever, like, said that story. But I guess it doesn't matter because I'll just tell it right now. He showed up one day in the drive-thru, and he was like, "Hey, do I know you?" Wait, besides the drive-thru? No. I haven't seen him since the drive-thru. But yeah, it does seem like I did tell this story then. Yeah, I haven't seen him since then, which is good. And again, I think he is married, so I don't think he would give me any trouble. I still can't believe someone would want to marry that guy. That guy was, like, all sorts of problematic. Maybe I should stop sharpening knives on stream and talking about people that I dislike. We're gonna put this away, and I am putting it back in my bag. Alright. But yeah, I'm not typically worried that he's gonna show up. I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue if he does, because, worst comes to worst, I just tell him to get lost. You know? Like, I'm not the same person that I was in high school. I can definitely, I think I would definitely just, like, yell and be like, "Get out, I don't ever want to see you again." Now, if it was Carl's Jr. co-worker that was showing up to my streams, I would be mildly concerned, because I have said things that I'm not ready to say to this person yet, and I don't need them to know. Thankfully, I don't think they ever would. They don't really use a lot of social media. I'm like, perfect! Perfect. I'm gonna keep doing whatever it is I'm doing over here, and we'll pretend that I don't say very incriminating things on stream. Actually, I think it's been a while since my last save on this. Oopsies. Oh yeah, that's true, Limo. Imagine they didn't check the VODs. I don't think they would. I hope not. That would be unfortunate. That would be tragic, even. Like, I've gone on the whole thing about, like, pretending I've never heard this one band before. Like, can you imagine if they had, like, come in on that? That would be insane. It was funny, so let me pull something out. My original plan was if I had finished the, if I finished the rendering the comic page, I was gonna work on this. But he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you streamed on Twitch, would you be sweating?" I would know what to say. I'd be like, no, they know that I stream on Twitch, because I've told them before. But I've never, like, seen them in chat, to my knowledge. So, I don't think they actually, I don't even think they use Twitch, honestly. I think they're mostly, like, if they're gonna watch, like, a streamer, it's gonna be, like, the edited stuff on YouTube. Lurkers, imagine. No. I hope to God not. But yeah, my original plan was if I finished this, I was going to move on to this. Because they want to get back into D&D, and I was like, and they made a character, like, on Pit Crew, and I was like, oh hell yeah, like, let me draw that. So I drew it, and, I haven't gotten around to finishing it just yet, because there's some stuff that I want to do, before I do, like, the full render, and I did want to make sure I get the comic page done, because I need to, like, lock in on this, like, properly. But yeah, it was really funny. Last week on Wednesday, we got off at about the same time, and they were saying, like, they were asking, like, can I see, like, what progress you've made on, the art? And I was like, yeah, right? So I'm, like, explaining, like, the whole thing, like, yeah, I thought the half skirt would be, like, a cute thing, and then, I wanted to, like, from the picture, I wanted to, like, stay, like, really faithful to it, but I didn't want to copy it exactly, because it didn't feel, right, taking the Picru image, like, exactly, because, you know, that's still somebody else's art at the end of the day. And they were like, great, how much do I owe you for this? And I was like, see, that's the best part. That's the best part about receiving art gifts. They're free, and they're like, no, and I'm like, joke's on you. I'm not even gonna show you my commission prices, and they're like, fine, I'm just gonna pay you like $50. And I'm like, absolutely not. And funny enough, I did actually, like, out of curiosity, I did check my commission prices. A full body, render like that, is actually exactly $50, which is really funny. But I don't want to charge them. Like, this is a gift. And I will make sure that they do not pay me $50. Well, that's sweet. Yeah, I mean, I like doing a lot of gift art anyways. It's part of the reason why I enjoyed the art raffles so much. I don't know if you were there around Christmas time, but for Christmas, what I did was, I think for like either 3 or 4 weeks, it might have been 4 weeks, I drew 2 winners, one from Twitter and one from Blue Sky. And, I'd probably say I take Steam gift cards, Lamau, fair. But it was like 3 or 4 weeks straight, I was just like I would draw like a winner from each social media site, and then I would draw little gift wrapped chibis for them. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I want to do it again, but I gotta lock in on this for a bit. I do want to do another like raffle though soon, because I do enjoy those a lot. I'll probably do it in like October, be like a birthday countdown raffle, because I don't have time to do another community poster. Yeah. They're playing, oh man, drawing skirts are hard. It is hard. To go back to this real quick, this was not easy, this entire thing that's going on here. I knew in my head, what was it? I knew in my head I wanted it to be, like, layered kind of a lot, cause up here this, I think it's called a shawl. I honestly don't know a lot of clothing terminology. Which is exactly why I'm doing a comic, because it's a lot easier if I just show people what I'm talking about rather than attempt to explain it with words. Because, like, this looked like it had, like, a few layers to it, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do, like, something similar for, like, the bottom. I'll send what I'm working on. Hell yeah! But, this was not easy. This was not easy to figure out, especially, like, this sort of, like, upper part right here. I ended up looking at reference because, I knew what I wanted the shape to be in my head, and, what was it? And, it was really similar to something that I saw in a webcomic, so I went ahead and, like, went with that. Let's see. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, that is some tasty perspective right there. Oh, I love the stompers. Oh man, yeah, that's nice. Oh my god. Let me actually open it on Discord on my desktop so I can actually show stream. I would look up reference, honestly. Pleated skirts are tough. They're probably among my least favorite skirts to draw. Just because they're like annoying like that. Not sure where to start getting started. What is this? New custom themes. Get out of here. How do I open this? Open in browser. Perfect. That's what we want to see. There you go. I can't find one. I refuse to use AI to generate one. Valid. Okay. There we go. If you want reference for this, let's see. I bet I could. Oh boy. Let's let me see. We'll do our standard 2000 by 2000 canvas. Okay, so we're gonna take this. We're gonna copy the image and we're gonna go back into the drawing software. Again, not what I was expecting to do today for stream, but we can work with it and make it a little bit smaller. What you want to do probably, if I'm looking at this right, oh boy. This is gonna go horribly, guys. I'm gonna do it in black so you can see. I unfortunately do not own a skirt to model myself with. Understandable. So like, this is her waist, right? Or like, rather, let me do it like this. I'm gonna draw the waist like this, right? This is the way that I usually do it. So, it's something like this, and then we have this going on, right? Now it's this leg that's coming up like that, which means if this leg is coming out, this skirt is coming over like that, and you got that part right. Now if you want it pleated, pleated skirts have a very specific shape to them. Or is it pleated or scalloped? Do you guys see why I choose to illustrate things rather than talk about them? If you're doing anything, it's not on stream. I'm stupid. Thank you for letting me know. Basically, I'm just drawing like the torso and in real quick just so we can get an estimate of like where things are gonna go. So the thing with pleated skirts is that they have a very specific shape to them. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Oh boy. Maybe I should just look up reference. Hang on. I'm pretty sure the term is like pleated. Yeah, okay. Wait, not shopping, images. They've got a very specific shape to them. It's kind of like this. Like you kind of repeat this pattern on the bottom like that. Oh boy. And then it's this part that comes up, and then you'll have like the do you see why I don't like drawing these kinds of skirts? It's like this, right? Like that's what it is. So if this is what we're trying to achieve, right? For example, I'll move that down there so I can see it real quick. It'd be something to the effect of like, I think this would go up. This would go down. This would go up. This would go down. And then, because it's like, it's kind of like that, and then I don't really know what this part would do, to be honest. But do you see what I'm doing here? And I'm getting this for free? Damn. I mean, that's what artists do. We help each other out. Um, or at least I'd like to pretend that we do. There's some artists out there, it's like, oh, I'm going to, like, not gatekeep necessarily, but it's like, well, I don't want people to know how I draw because I don't want people to start copying how I draw. And I'm like, that's stupid. Because only you can draw like you, in reality. So it's gotta look something like that. Obviously, like, more, like, curve to it, more depth and stuff. But yeah, if you want to, like, clip this or, like, screenshot, if you look up Asa Mitaka's dress, it's closer to that. It's not exactly. Oh, okay. From Chainsaw Man, I'm assuming. Gee, it'd be really nice if I had, like, a... Okay, hang on. Full art. Well, it's, like, kind of similar. So, like, the full body art, please, Google. I can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, so I think in that case, then it'd probably be closer to, let's erase that real quick. You probably want to do something more like this. Maybe just, like, have, like, bigger intervals or something. Because it doesn't seem to be, like, very, like, it's weird, because in some shots it's, like, very pleated. In other shots it's not. But basically, what you do here is sort of a similar thing. You can take this and, like, bring it down like that. And then just kind of depth and stuff. See, how does that look? I feel like there's a lot of faith in me being put in me, like, actually, like, properly explaining this, but I do not know how because, once again, I'm self-taught. We're just going to erase, like, some of this extra stuff real quick so we can get a clearer shot of what we just did. It's, like, something like that. And of course you can always, like, make it blockier to, like, copy the skirt, too. If you want to go, like, thicker or more square with it, I guess you could, erase that real quick. Like, not too... just be a little less uniform with it is what I'm trying to say. It's like that, and then you can just... something like that, I don't know. I think I'm gonna crash a little early tonight. I've been fading in and out. Understandable, honestly. I was, like, really tired before stream too. But I hope art goes well. And I hope you have a very good night's rest. I'm doing, like, way more explaining today than I thought I would. Point being, it's going to be really similar to this. I think there's, like, some parts where you want to exaggerate it a little bit less, because it is, like, kind of under the thing, right? But that's basically, like, what the skirt looks like to me. But yeah. Best of luck on the art, James, as you continue this onward. Let's see, let's go back to whatever it was I was doing over here. Do I even remember what I was doing? I think it was shadows. Oh, it's finger shadows. that over. We are gonna end in about 40 minutes or so. I have work tomorrow, but I start work late, hopefully. Hopefully my boss doesn't, like, text me again and be like, hey, can you come in, like, early? What was it? Saturday, I think I was supposed to come in at 11. I ended up coming in at, like, 10 or something. And it was, like... because what was it? I woke up, right, and I had fully intended on, like, showering and everything before my shift. But then I looked at my messages, and my internet died before I got to screenshot it. Ah! Would you be able to clip it? It'll be in the VOD. Worst comes to worst, I'll, like, try to go find it. I'll just watch the VOD now. Well, the time is currently 12:24, which means I would go about 2 hours and 20 minutes into stream. That's probably where it's gonna be. That is my best guess. I'm gonna borrow some color palettes from over here. But, where's the render reference layer? Is it layer 10? Yes, it is. I'm gonna borrow that real quick. I think that's the wrong one on me. Is the bit of the skirt going down her leg correct, or like her knee, rather? I think so. If anything, I would, I think with how, like, harsh the perspective is, you probably don't need to worry too hard about drawing the skirt over the knee, honestly, because it's very, like, pronounced in towards the viewer. Like, it's really, really, like, in the front. If you want to convey that the skirt is, like, long, I think just, like, the part that's, like, kind of, like, draping, I would just make that longer. I think that would make the most sense. I think, at least. Honestly, I don't draw a lot of characters in skirts. Or rather, the skirts are very, like, long and, dresses, I like drawing characters in dresses, not so much just regular skirts. We'll put it that way. Oops. Don't want any spillover there. Oh yeah. More stuff on, Art Walk last Thursday. So something I've been meaning to do, is to buy a tent for outdoor vending events like this, right? Now the thing is that, the same day as, the Art Walk, I had to buy a table because the table that I was planning on using still had a bunch of stuff on it, and it was also square-shaped, so, not particularly ideal. So we figured, okay, well, we'll just, I'll just buy one at, Target or something. So I spent $40 on a table over there, and, so here's what happened next. In my head it was like, well, tents are kind of expensive, and if I just bring an umbrella, do I really need a tent? So it was just me, the 100-degree weather afternoon, and a little umbrella that I got from New York, like, what was that, 6 years ago now? Over 6 years? Man, that was a while ago then. And when I say umbrella, it's really like it's like a Chinese parasol, but, you know, it's still not particularly great at keeping the sun away, but it worked enough. So I'm telling my coworker about this, right? And I was like, yeah, yes, Thursday was, like, pretty successful. The only thing was that, I didn't have a tent still, so it was just me and a little umbrella, but, you know, it worked out. And they were like, dude, I thought you were gonna get a tent. And I was like, they're, like, kind of expensive, and I didn't think it was gonna fit in my car. And they were like, did you at least wear sunblock? And I was like, pretend that I wore sunblock. I got scolded. I think I might be due for more scolding tomorrow, because they're like, okay, they were basically saying, okay, you need to plan better for outdoor events, and I was like, I thought this was established that I'm not good at that. I'm being made fun of for having absolutely zero survival instinct. You're Filipino, you have natural sunblock. That is the other thing. Well, okay, as much as I want to say that, I don't tan super easily. I don't really get super dark. Clive does. Clive will get dark if he stays out in the sun. And that's great for him, because he probably needs less sunblock than me. Me, I will tan first, but I will also burn, which is unfortunate. I don't know whose side of my parents I get it from. I'm marginally sure it's my mom, because she's the more fairer-skinned of my two parents. And I'm upset about it, because it's like, well, now I have to actually, like, worry about stuff. Most days I don't wear sunblock, because it's like, I don't need it that badly, but sometimes I do. It was over 100 in, over at the event, when I was there, so, you know, not good. So I got, like, scolded and everything. On Saturday, we were there, we saw each other, like, in passing. When my shift ended, their shift started. And we were, like, talking about it. And they're like, you know what, on Wednesday we'll figure it out. And part of me is like, if you want to help me, plan for, like, stuff like this, low-key, we could just do it over text. We don't need to, like, see each other physically for this. But you know what, if they want to talk IRL about it, it's fine by me. I like talking with them. They're very fun to be around. But it's just kind of funny, because it's like, this is something that you absolutely just texted me about. I don't see why we gotta jump through the hoop of having to see each other for this. But I'm not gonna complain about it still. The other thing they got mad at me about was, quote-unquote, not having fruit and water. Because, what was it? In my head, it was like, okay, well, last time I did this, I brought, like, 1 bottle of water myself, and that was, like, that was plenty, right? So there's no way I would need, like, 2 bottles of water. I needed 2 bottles of water. It was so hot. 1 bottle was most certainly not enough. Food was covered because I had stopped by Carl's Jr. to get lunch before, my little trip to the city where the event was taking place. So at least I had that squared away. The only saving grace about me not having enough water was that the venue has a lot of restaurants that do offer water cups. Now I was gonna go to one place that offered free water cups, but there was no one behind the counter. So I was like, okay, I'll just go somewhere else then. I went somewhere else, and this place charged 25 cents for water cups. That's fair, right? But I didn't have my card, and if I was just gonna take my whole card with me, I was just like, let me just buy a bottle of water. So I was, like, good on that front, but they were still mad at me for not bringing, like, a proper amount of food and water. And I was just like, it worked out. It wasn't that bad. It could have been, like, a lot worse. But yeah. We will see if they remember to yell at me tomorrow. It'll be really funny if they do. But yeah, I'll probably save for a tent down the line. It's just part of me is just like concerned that one, it's not gonna fit in my car. Speaking of my car and stuff that is inside of it, that table is still in there. And I don't know where in the house I'm supposed to put it, because on one hand, there's a lot of clutter, and I don't really want my junk to be, like, scattered around the house. Oh damn, the events is outdoors, huh? Yeah, Let's see. I got there at 2:30 because I wanted to be there early for check-in to make sure that I got a good spot. Um, and I was just sitting out in the sun for like 4 hours, and I think it was only around 6 when like the actual event started. That the sun finally like died down a bit, so it was just me baking. Well, I had the umbrella, so it wasn't that bad, but I was still just like, man, this sucks. It was windy too, and oh boy, that wind was so dry. It was so bad. It was like really windy too. Now I've done a really good amount of like vending since July, and all of those events were windy, and I out of like, what was it, like the 6 times that I've done this now throughout the year, the wind would like never really like blow the stickers away, so I figured it's not gonna be too bad. Oh my god, the wind was so bad last Thursday. I thought for sure I lost like 4 stickers. And when I say 4 stickers, I don't mean 4 stickers, I mean 4 different like types of stickers. Which would have been like 12 stickers, I think, at most. I thought I lost all of that. Thankfully I found them all, but at that point I was just like, I literally can't get set up right now because it's all just gonna get blown away. So I think for next time, I need to make sure that I, 1, get something to weigh the tablecloth down, on the edges, not even just on the thing, and probably a container of some sort for the stickers, so they don't fly away. Or just like a display that shows off the sticker designs. Because that is the best that I'm gonna be able to do until, well, I don't know, it was just a whole thing. But yeah, I would love one of those tent, yeah, you could pin them. What we ended up doing was, let me see. So the way I keep all of my stickers together is, with these little binder clips, right? Like on a board? Yeah, that'd be fun. So I keep all of my stickers together with these little binder clips. What we ended up doing was that I took the binder clips, pinched the fabric of the tablecloth, and stuck them to that. And at this point the wind had died down a decent amount, and they thankfully did not fly away after that. I was so relieved. The other thing that I think I need to do is get a proper rack to display my prints with, because it's just been some cardboard panels and magnets so far, and those are unfortunately not windproof as well, so where was that? I gotta remember how to like render this guy's hair. What if it rained? If it rained, the event would have been cancelled. And I know this because it has rained before, and they have like said that, like that exact thing, like, sorry, Art Walk is going to be cancelled this month due to the weather. So, that's unfortunate. But thankfully, rainy season isn't for a little while. It's, I think that's, October doesn't get super like rainy here. It's really like November and December when it does, and that's like late November already. So, I'm not terribly concerned. I mean, like 2 hours in the event. I mean, like 2 hours into the event. What would be my plan? My plan? Cry. Because I don't think my stickers are that waterproof, to be honest. Like, they're laminated and all, but I think, like, you know, the lamination is not, like, completely foolproof, unfortunately. I guess a tent would help and everything, but it's, again, it's not like, I don't have a tent yet, and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get one. Let's see. there's actually like another like market I can do like at the very end of September. But this one is like $40 for a table. Now granted they do provide the table and everything, but I'm just here like I don't know if I want to do that one. Because it is $40 and I feel like I've requested so many Saturdays off in September already at Carl's Jr. That I would feel kind of bad. If it was my old manager, she would understand, I think. But it's the new guy right now, and I need to not sound like I'm trying to like get out of this place, because I am trying to get my hours there still, because that is what is keeping me fed personally. Let me just darken that up a little bit more. I think that shade of blue is still way too similar to the thing. I'm just gonna get some stuff here at the bottom. I know I don't need to try super hard for like these side characters, because this is literally going to be their only appearance in the comic, you know? I just want to make sure like all of the panels like look good, right? I don't want anything to look too like half-assed. I am gonna half-ass it, but it's like, let me put just enough effort in there to make sure like it actually looks nice all together. Still gotta figure out where I exactly want to publish this. Kerr, have you ever had a sleep paralysis experience? Boy howdy do I have stories. Yes, multiple times. So, most of my sleep... So there's two kinds of sleep paralysis, actually. There's two instances when it can happen. When you're waking up, or when you're just about to fall asleep. I get the latter. Every time I've gotten sleep paralysis, it's always like when I'm on the verge of sleep. And that's the better of the two, because your brain isn't exactly dreaming yet, and the hallucinations you are going to face is that they're not going to be that severe, unless you're me. So the first time I had it, I sleep with a sleeping mask because I don't like light. It will wake me up, and so I don't ever know if I have like any like visual like hallucinations or anything, but I get auditory hallucinations. It'll just be like a really loud ringing in my ear, and it's honestly not that bad. But the fun thing about hallucinations is that they're not just limited to visual or auditory stuff. Sometimes it can be very tactile. So here's what happened. Back in 2020, my sleep schedule was in shambles, to say the least. The pandemic certainly did not help with that. And me having late night conversations with my boyfriend at the time also did not help that. So one sort of like late morning, this is probably around like 10 or 11 a.m., one of the two. Oh boy, this is gonna be really fun to explain. I decided, okay, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. Not a good idea. I got sleep paralysis like almost immediately, and I was like, okay, you know what, I've had this before, I'm just going to power through it, right? That might have been a mistake. Let's see, how well am I going to be able to recall this series of events? I understand it's called sleep paralysis because you can't move. But oh boy, this time it really felt like I was moving. The way I try to shake myself out of sleep paralysis is I try really hard to like move a limb. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Other times, this happens. All of the movements that I was experiencing felt extremely involuntary. Like, while I was, yes, trying to move stuff, it felt very much like my limbs were attached to strings, and they were just being, like, pulled around and everything like that, right? Like, very much like a puppet. And it was annoying, but at some point I was able to fall asleep. So this is a dream sequence now. Yeah, like a puppet. So this is a dream sequence now. Stuff is happening. There's like... It was like me and my friends at the time were like in this weird theater class or something. But for some reason, the props that we had were real human organs. Okay, that's a little weird. It's a little not sure how I feel about that, but you know, sure, I guess. Well, at this point, I've woken up. But I'm still suffering through sleep paralysis. I'm like, oh boy. I can still hear like my ears ringing. I can't see anything though. Man, I'm glad I asked this, Lamau. Yeah, you are getting the sleep paralysis experience of a lifetime. So again, I'm trying to like shake myself loose, and I'm lying down, right? But I can feel like my body like being like pulled up and like sitting, and like my arms are like stretched in front of me. Like I'm moving, but it's not me that's moving it, and I'm like, this is so weird. So I'm like trying to fight it. I'm trying to like lie back down, right? I'm trying to break out of it as best as I can. And remember, I can't see anything because I'm wearing my stupid sleeping mask. So finally, I think I've like wrestled a little bit of control, and I'm finally like lying back down again. It's like, okay, we need to, I need to, get out of this get out of this again. So I keep trying, and remember how I said that sometimes the hallucinations are very tactile? Well, aside from me being, like, pulled by invisible strings, I sleep on a couch. Would it actually have been better if you didn't see anything? I don't know. I don't know at this point. Because here's what happened next. If I did see anything? I really don't know at this point. But here's what happened next. As soon as I was able to like lie back down, this is actually I want you the couch beneath me starts breathing, and I don't mean I don't mean like just like soft I mean it's like if somebody was like panting really hard, like their chest is heaving already, like it was just like this huge motion, and I'm stuck there lying down, and whatever is underneath me is breathing really hard. So again, I'm trying to... Is it the breath you feel, or the gut? Like the rise and fall of the chest, right? So I'm like trying to like fight it again. And at some point, like I'm stuck again, and there's just like the fastest like heartbeat sound in my ear. And that's when I like finally like broke out of it, and I sat up in bed, and I was just like, never again. A similar experience did happen, I think, at some point last year, or maybe the year before. Just like the couch beneath me is breathing really hard, really fast. Yeah, this is a great soundtrack. Like really fast and really hard, and again, I'm like struggling to like get control of my body, and that was a whole thing. But yeah, that's probably the worst experience of sleep paralysis I've had. The next worst is arguably this though, and I think this one is really funny. I was downstairs, I was gonna take a nap, and you know, once again, I felt the thing, and I hear like the ringing in my ears, and I'm like, oh, it's sleep paralysis again. I'm just gonna sleep through this, right? Close my eyes, go to sleep. have you heard of something called astral projection? Do you have any idea what happens if someone tries to wake you up? I have never had someone try to wake me up from sleep paralysis before. Or even like wake me up in general, it's just never have it. Yeah, I've seen Doctor Strange. So when I decided on like that instance downstairs when I was napping on the couch, like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep through this. Like, I think I'm sleeping like on my stomach, right? I want you to imagine if like, you know how cats, they have like that sort of like skin on, I think it's called the scruff. You could just pick that up like that, and they just kind of like hang like this. Yeah, exactly. It was like that. I felt like I had been like picked up out of my own body, and I just kept going up, and I could see the living room around me, and I was like, oh, this is bad. I am actually ascending. And then after that I woke up and I was just like, okay. Add that to the list of things we're not gonna do again. I haven't had an experience like that since, but man, that was funny. Oh, actually, more. I have so many stupid sleep paralysis stories. Do you know? Oh, I suppose you can get high without drugs. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Either stay up till 3 in the morning, or induce astral projection via sleep paralysis. I have one more funny story. So, do you know the Mandela Catalog? I've found a gold mine, literally. Do you... like, are you familiar with Yes, okay. Mandela Catalog. This guy... this guy right here. So, something that I like to do to go to bed is I like to put on, like, long videos, right? And I'll go to sleep to that. One of my favorite creators on YouTube is Wendigoon. And a long time ago, I was watching, rewatching, I should say, his Mandela Catalog video, like the first one that he made. And, we had just gotten home from, like, dinner or something, and I decided I wanted to sleep. I think it's clear at this point that I should just never take naps again. So, I wake up in the middle of the video, and I'm pretty aware of what's going on, but once again, I can't move. And, I'm lying there, and Wendigoon is explaining, like, he's showing the jump scare that happens in the first video on the Mandela Catalog channel, on Alex Kister's channel. So it's Overthrown, I think. And it's that part where his face, like, distorts into this, and the slowed down version of Jesus Loves Me, or whatever that song is, starts playing, right? So it's that jump scare. But this time, instead of being able to watch it, you know, like a normal person in like a normal setting, I'm suffering through sleep paralysis. I'm just there, and my phone screen's just there, and I'm like, why? And granted, I don't think anything was really, what's it called? I don't think anything really got, like, distorted. I just, like, couldn't move, and that whole sequence played out. Let me just show the actual, like, series clip itself. I want you to, I need you to pretend, for a moment. Oh wait, his channel is actually, like, right there. Let me just scroll down. Okay, pause this. Pause.
Don't be afraid. I bring good news.
So it's like this part right. Oh my god.
I know what
It's still played on the phone, right? Like you didn't see the physical. You didn't see it being physically the character getting jump scared. Oh my god, I don't even want to play this right now. I don't like this scene. Um, yeah, it played out very normally. It's just the added benefit of me being like stuck did not help this whatsoever.
I know what
You dread. Jesus loves. Oh my god, it's so bad. But yeah, sus germa face attack was unironically my sleep paralysis demon. When I go to bed, yes. If I'm taking a nap downstairs where my eye mask isn't, no. Which is exactly why I was privy to this right here. So that wasn't fun. I think, hilariously enough, if I go to Wendigoon's channel, I think I did leave a comment about it. And I think some people, like, called me out, like, for the lie. I promise you, I was not... I swear my hand on a stack of Bibles. I was not lying. I am not lying about that. But what is funny is that that is not my scariest sleep paralysis experience. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I left a comment here. There was one comment where I was actually getting, like, replies to it. What video was that? Maybe it was volume 2. I like how we're trying to, like, look for a thing. I just want to know. I just want to know. Hilariously enough, also, that's not even, like, my only experience with, like, sleep and the Mandela catalog. I have had nightmares. Great username. Yeah, don't look at me. Old thing, and I don't feel like changing it because it's... I personally think it's just better if I just leave it as that. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Was it this video that I left a comment on? Maybe it's on the Wendigang channel. Well, I left a comment there too. The false Gabriel in the Mandela catalog has showed up in my dreams before, and all of them I hate it so much. So, I'm not gonna bother looking for that YouTube comment. I guess just oops, not what I meant to do. So I live outside of my neighborhood. There is a church, like, across the street. And, I pass it every day on my way to and from work. And this one time, I had a dream where I think, Gabriel's face showed up somewhere. Like, it was either, like, on my dashboard or some other thing. And as soon as I passed the church, because, okay, for greater context, the whole point of Mandela Catalog is that religion has been corrupted, it's evil now, and clearly it's aliens. Imagine. No, it's actually demons. The whole point of the Mandela Catalog, I guess I'll just talk about this for the rest of the stream. The whole point of the Mandela Catalog is that Satan overthrew Jesus and has taken over religion as a whole. And, so in the dream, there's, like, a vision of Gabriel's face. Gabriel is Satan in the Mandela Catalog. There's a vision of Gabriel's face, and as I pass the church, again, religion bad in Mandela Catalog, as I pass the church in the dream, I completely lose control of the car. I swerve left, I try to steer right, and then I end up steering too far to the right, so then I try to steer left, and it's just that over and over and over again until I finally crash the car just outside my neighborhood. So that was a very, very unpleasant dream. And then it happened again a second time. Again, his face shows up, and this time in this dream, I'm getting gas at a gas station. But I, like, as I try to, like, back out of the, reverse out of the space that I'm in, or the pump that I'm at, like, I'm tapping my foot so lightly on the gas in this dream to, like, get out of the thing, but the car will just, like, jerk so far backwards and then so far forward, and I can't, like, correct it, like, at all. Again, it's those were probably some of, like, not the most harrowing or anything, but it's like, it's the freakiest nightmares, because it's like, it's so accurate, or it's so lore accurate to what actually goes on in the series that it was, like, kind of freaky. Once again, it's hilarious that Germa's sus face, has been in my nightmares and has been my sleep paralysis demon. So that haha funny. Well, in any case, I think we're gonna call it there for stream, because it is 1 in the morning now. We got less done than I anticipated, but I guess to be fair, there was a lot of tangents, there was a lot of sidetrack stuff, and you know what? The sidetrack stuff is worth it, because it was fun. Indeed. It was a lot of fun today. Good yap session as always. So next stream is gonna be Thursday, 11:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. and we'll probably continue working on this, or maybe we'll play Silk Song. It'll be one of the two. But yeah, thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you for those who are still here. Thank you for being in chat. This is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy this. So, all of that being said, I hope everyone has a wonderful night or a wonderful day. And I will see you next time. Love you all. And goodbye.